Ladies and gentlemen, good morning, and thank you very much, Eric, for welcoming us in this, your colleague, in this wonderful place, and also thank you very much for this organization. We spent 2 days. Today is a very interesting days. We have visited, discussing with people, and now we would like to present material research organization in Aquitaine. Why in Aquitaine? And after that, we will try to show you what is our strategy and internalization of research, education, and training. So as Eric said, Bordeaux is located, in the south of France. Is well known by his wine, but not only by his wine, due to the countryside. We are very close to the mountains, in Pyrenees Mountain for skiing. It's not so far from Bordeaux city, around 2 hours. Close to the ocean, we have very nice beach, warmed by the Gulf Stream, as you know, and also wonderful, liquid nanomaterials. As you know, liquid nanomaterial, wine is the first of, for showing, nano suspension, colloidal suspension. It was certainly one of the more important producer of nanomaterials liquid in Europe and maybe in the world. But you know that we have also very nice coast with a sand hill. This one is the highest in Europe, around more than 100 meters. Just also has a very beautiful and clean city. Just for, encouraging you to visit us, on the future. And not only Bordeaux is known by its wines, but also by the high technology. Myself, I am working in the Institute of Condensed Matter Chemistry of Bordeaux. I created this institute in the 1985. It's one of the biggest institutes in France, and my successor is Dr. Claude Delbos, who is well known in the field of electrochemical storage, especially in lithium-ion batteries. And now I would like to show you the presentation we will do in a few minutes. Personally, I will speak only on strategy and organization of material research in Aquitaine. After that, we will address internalization of research, education, and training through different action. The European Multifunction Materials Institute and Bernard Zemet will speak about this institute. And the Erasmus Mundus Femme Master, I will say a few words regarding this Femme Master devoted to third countries mainly, and we will end this presentation with Professor Laurent Servan speaking about the doctoral international schools in functional materials, in which you are deeply involved now in Waterloo. So, before speaking about the organization of research in Aquitaine, I would like to show what is our strategy. Our strategy is based on 3 actions: research, education, training, collaboration with industrial company, with the notion of integration. Integration, what does it mean? It's not so easy sometimes to understand. Integration for going to the formation of local or international localized research team, local level Aquitaine region, international European level, and beyond. And after that, for going to innovation through multidisciplinary projects. How are we organized regarding research? Yes, just you can discover the strategy we have implemented in Aquitaine and at the European scale by the following scheme. We start with proposals which are defined with or without industry companies, and for example, PhD projects. And after that, having defined the subject, we have also to define the partners, the competencies, and we have to choose the partners. These partners can be taken locally or in Europe. And after that, if we want to form a delocalized team, it's absolutely necessary to create links between partners. We have chosen the competencies. Now how to create strong links between partners. And we can create these links between partners for forming delocalized team by, for example, sharing medium-scale facilities and databases. And Bernard will have the opportunity in a few minutes to speak about what we do in the framework of European Multifunctional Materials Institute is also use common electronic commission tools as, of course, video conferencing, call conference, intranet, and so on, sharing human resources by co-supervision of PhD students. Up to now, we have in AMI, in European Multifunctional Materials Institute, around 20 PhDs which are in co-supervision between two institutions from two countries, as much as possible involving industry partner. Also, sharing of postdocs, and also to foster the mobility of permanent researchers between both sides, because, as you know, PhD are preparing their work between two institutions from two countries. So it is a strategy we have implemented, but for feeding the delocalized team, which is formed, we recruit students as a master degrees coming from European Union or from third countries through the Erasmus Mundus program. It is a strategy which is implemented in European Multifunctional Materials Institute and also at the local level in the Bordeaux University. Now, what are the position of material science in our university? Material science is one of the 5 poles of excellence in Bordeaux, optics and laser. Laser because we have for many years now the famous laser megajoule. And after that, we have information in communication technology, environment science, neurosciences, and of course, material science. And since 2006, we have organized the research, the activity of research in Aquitaine through 2 structures, a basic multidisciplinary structure, scientific research cluster, and also another organization devoted mainly to industry research cooperation activities. That is called Carnot. Carnot with a far imitation of Fraunhofer Institute in Germany, but I will say a few words in a few minutes. Now, 2 organizations. AMA is the Advanced Materials in Aquitaine, Basic Scientific Research Cluster, and MIP Carnot, more devoted to the gestion, to the activities between academic partners and industry partner. So, but you know, of course, never research is disconnected from training and education. And of course, around these 2 organizations, I will say a few words regarding how they function. And we have platform as characterization, we have platform regarding composites, and so on. We have platform for high-speed machining, and of course, all this structure are strongly connected. Approximately, we are more than 8,800 researchers, including permanent people, including PhDs, postdocs, engineers, and for working in 22 laboratories, chemistry, physics, mechanics, biology, applied mathematics, because one of the purposes of this organization is to organize a research under project, a multidisciplinary project. And for doing that, I will show you some examples. Now, what is this? A few words regarding the basic research cluster. This cluster is, you know, the founding institution are 3 universities. The CNRS is a famous National Scientific Research Center in France, and 3 engineering schools. That it is founding members. And also they support us financially. That is extremely important. What is AMA? AMA is a consortium, as I said, of 20 laboratories. We have a core of 13 laboratories from the core, and we have 9 laboratories which are satellite. And of course, they are more or less involved depending on the subjects themselves. We have more undergraduate researchers, and multidisciplinary project including materials chemistry. Materials chemistry involve inorganic, organic, polymer materials, hybrid chemistry, solid-state physics, solid-state ionics, mechanical engineering, biology, and theory and modeling. Now, what are the missions? We have really 4 missions in AMA to foster intentional attractiveness. The problem is to try to attract to our laboratory the best in the world, grant for consolidated senior chairs, visiting foreigners, as well as postdoctoral and PhD position, to stimulate existing research activities in favor of the emergency of new research team, enhancing the multidisciplinary culture of project. It was not, true some years ago in our, in our university. And the plan was to assemble people from different disciplines working on the same project. And to pool, also to initiate, of course, support collaborative scientific projects at the regional, national, and international levels, and to pool scientific and technical equipment and technological platforms, priority given to shared equipment. So that it is the main mission of AMA. Now, we are 8 collaborative projects involved in almost 280 researchers, permanent researchers, and in the way since this 2008. We have started this organization in 2006, and after that we have, of course, established the project, and now they are, they started really at the beginning of 2008, and each project is under the responsibility of a project leader. AMA is just, brings an additional financial support. It's not enough for achieving all the project. It's necessary to use other sources of money. And to start, we invested 4 million euros in the system, covering 50 grants for postdoc position, 10 grants for PhD position, as much as possible people coming from outside Europe, outside France, for foreigners, 16 months for visiting scientist position. Regarding now this project, it is not exhaustive list. We have a project in microfluidics. HR means human resources. We have 9 laboratories working together, a well-defined topic, and with 25 permanent researchers. A second one is flexible organic and hybrid organic inorganic solar cells. We have 7 laboratories involving physicists, chemists, people modeling, people making theory and so on, and composite materials, also 30 permanent researchers, 6 laboratories. I will show you some example in each case. Crystal growth natural facility. Crystal growth is very important activity, and this in Europe, this activity is decreasing. And now we have built a national center in collaboration with Japan, NIMS, and after that we have a permanent exchange on both sides between Japanese and French for growing crystal. Optical data storage materials, we have 6 laboratories and 45 permanent researchers. Laser attraction, new optical functionality. Metamaterials is a new topic, and we have all the skills for, I think, study these metamaterials for their use in the visible. And we have also not only local project, but also a European project, involving many laboratories, in UK, in France, in Germany, in Spain, and so on. So, and now to end this list is multifunctional biomaterials and 3D assembly for tissue engineering. This, of course, now this structure has some boards, a steering committee. The steering committee consists of people financing the system. We have executive committee, the scientific advisory board. I am the chair of this board, and of course the mission of each board are, described at the lower part of this transparency. And we are building a visiting committee for evaluating the activity of this cluster AMA, and also evaluating the project. And after that, we decide to stop or to continue the project depending on the results got up to now. Now, what is Carnot Institute? As I said at the beginning, Carnot Institute is devoted to the academic industry partnership, and also we have the founding institution is university, CNRS, 3 engineering school, and another one is École des Arts et Métiers in France. And this Carnot Institute is as a label of the government, French government. This Carnot Institute has been created for 3 years now. And regarding the Carnot Institute in Bordeaux, which is called Materials and Systems Institute of Bordeaux, around 500 researchers, engineers, PhD, postdocs, over 9 laboratories, 7 specific technology transfer laboratories, and elaboration technology platform. And these technology transfer laboratories are between the academic laboratories and also the incubators. Of course, we have a large relationship with, at the international level with Aerospace Valley. Aerospace Valley is a cluster which is very important in Aquitaine and Midi-Pyrénées region because it is devoted mainly to aeronautics. Aeronautics, I mean, we have in Bordeaux region, Aquitaine, more activity in military activities, and in the Midi-Pyrénées, in Toulouse, activities are more devoted to civil application as Airbus industry. And both, of course, can learn from each other because many technologies have been transferred from the civil from the military activities to the civil activities. I think that with Airbus 280, I think, its existence is due to the progress made in the activity at the military scale. So just thought we could develop this aspect regarding electronics, regarding composite materials, for example. So what are the panel of competencies in Aquitaine in this institute? Materials and mechanics. I can detail of course, all the domains: electronics, engineering, computer science, physical chemistry, and so on. Now, just a look regarding the objectives. Objective is to manage efficient and professional industry research partnership activities. And of course, to fulfill technology needs, especially expressed by industry, both at local and international level. And finally, to develop a win-win a long-term international collaboration strategy with strong technology growth regions. So just a look regarding 3 examples, okay? NACOMAT, is a project which group industry companies, which group academic companies in the field of nanocomposites materials at the industrial scale. And of course, we have some examples. We have for aircraft engine, there's a ceramic metal matrix. Ceramic, for example, is a composite silicon carbide matrix, silicon carbide fibers for aircraft engines. It is the case of, for example, the Airbus aircraft. You have carbon fiber reinforced composite. You have the brakes. The brakes, all many aircrafts now are carbon brakes, and these brakes are made for mainly in France regarding the fabrication, and also, of course, we are also involved deeply on rockets, and for example, Arianespace, we are making in Aquitaine the motor engine of these rockets. So now just another example on nanomaterials, but nanomaterials, regarding the relationships with industry. And we have a task force of around 250 people from 8 laboratories regarding nanostructured materials, nano-reinforced materials, nanocomposites, of course, bio-implied nanomaterial systems. And we have 2 small structure devoted to technological platform designed for nanomaterial processing under hygiene and safety conditions regarding energy, transport, and so on. Existence of nanomaterial commercial offer nearby Bordeaux University, especially the Arkema Society, which is one of the producers in Europe of carbon fiber, or carbon nanotubes, excuse me. And also we have small, startups, for example, producing core shell materials for different applications in optics, in catalysis, and so on. A last example is organic electronics. We have a big group of organic electronics now in Bordeaux, grouping around, I don't know, as I mentioned, 6 laboratories, 65 researchers, and we are developing, of course, not only LEDs, OLEDs, electronic papers, photovoltaics, and so on. So, and now we have recruited recently one of our colleagues, Etourneau, who has a certain experience in this research field. And you see, all this topic, we could have, I think, in the future, maybe interaction with it is doing in Waterloo. So, but it is a final example I would like to show you. Just some data regarding the budget. We have an annual budget of 21 million euros per year expenditure, and that including salary and operating budget. 11.5 million euros revenue from partnership, of which 3.5 million euro income directly from industry. Less and less industry is paying cash research without using a partnership. Okay, so, and we have, for many years, we have a decrease of the direct financement of research with industry. Okay, so we have 1 million euro subsidies from Natural Research Agency. In France, we have a new system regarding the management of research. It is similar to NSF, is INA, is Natural Research Agency, but I will say a few words if you ask me questions. And just here is a distribution of the budget over different areas, telecommunication, chemistry, energy, transport, and so on. We can see the main part is devoted to transport, but transport is more structural material, composite materials, and also metal alloys. So just also there is a very strong governance regarding this MIP Carnot, because we have a steering committee, meeting committee, industry research committee, and so on. So just I would like to stop this presentation regarding Aquitaine research, and now, before leaving the floor to my colleague Bernard Zemetz and Laurent Servant, Bernard will speak about European programs and European Multifunction Materials Institute. And after that, I will come back for speaking about, in 5-10 minutes, regarding what is a FEM Masters. This master is running, and I will show you what are the objectives and what are the results up to now. And finally, Laurent will speak about the International Doctoral School in Functional Materials, Ideas FENMAT. Just for introducing Bernard now, we have succeeded in 5 years ago, in the European Multifunction Materials, FEM is a network of excellence, is a network is a new instrument launched in the 6th framework program, European program, just for defragmenting the research in Europe. And after that, I was a coordinator of this network, and this network has been transformed into AME, and now Bernard will speak about AME. Thank you.